I have in my hand here $100. And
That woman's trying to win $25,000 by, in a 6-minute pitch, convincing these judges that she has a project worth funding. Her project aims to get rid of stupid rules in her country, Indonesia, rules that raise the cost of food.
to feed my family, I would go to a market that would look like this, and there I'd buy rice for $30, then chicken or fish, $25. When I come home, all I have left is $30.
Anthea works at a libertarian think tank in Indonesia. She came to America because the Atlas Network, a nonprofit that promotes freedom around the world, held a Shark Tank-like contest for international think tanks. Atlas gives $25,000 every year to what they think is the best idea. 21 think tanks entered the contest. A panel of economically literate judges chose the winner. This year they chose Anthea.
This is really amazing, and we really hope to use the money to really help these poor families afford more food.
Why is food so expensive in Indonesia? Because Indonesia is even more of a crony-infested swamp than America.
If you want to import beef to Indonesia, you would have a special license. To get that license, you would probably have to be a state-owned enterprise. And once you do get that license, you would have to wait from the president, literally, to tell you how much quota you can import.
Glad that doesn't happen in America. Except it does.
Before 2 months ago, I was a businessman. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And you know what? When I need something from them, 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me.
So what'd you
that's
get?
a broken system.
So what'd you get from Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi?
Well, I'll tell you what. With Hillary Clinton, I said, be at my wedding, and she came to my wedding. You know why? She had no choice because I gave. I gave to a foundation.
So sleazy. Still, cronyism is worse in other countries, and that's why the Atlas Network hosts that competition. Brad Lipps is the CEO of Atlas. It's important to spread these ideas around the world.
Definitely. I mean, these are universal values. They're not American values. We believe that everyone deserves liberty, and it's fantastic to have so many organizations that have embraced this mission.
Why did Anthea win?
Well, the group that she represents, our partner in Indonesia, pinpointed this amazing opportunity to lift 25 million families out of poverty, a value of $6 billion annually for this very vulnerable sector. Our judges ate it up, saying that's an amazing investment when you have a project run on a couple $100,000 to create that kind of return.
So Anthea won because she had an idea that would bring $1 billion return on investment on your $25,000.
Well, there's a lot of work to be done to make sure that it all goes according to plan, but they see a big opportunity to make this happen in Indonesia. Yeah.
It's the 5th time you've hosted this competition. What other ideas won?
Well, the first year that we held it, one of the projects that's really memorable is it was won by a group called the Taxpayers Alliance in the UK. And they had this idea of fighting against what's called the beer tax, which was scheduled for a regular increase. So they used the prize money to produce thousands upon thousands of what they call beer mats, coasters to you and I.
We have a picture up there. Buying around, don't forget, one for the tax man.
That's right. When they did the math, they realized that every time that you were in a pub buying 2 pints, the tax on it effectively meant you could have had a third, but in fact that was going to some bureaucrat. So that was able to, they created a lot of public momentum against the scheduled increase in the beer tax. It actually went down a little bit after their big campaign where they got some of the Page Six girls and the British tabloids to come on board and amplify the message. So, a little project run on a shoestring budget that leaves more beer for British taxpayers, less money for bureaucrats.
They defeated the tax.
Exactly, yeah. So it was a big win.
Atlas has these think tanks in how many countries?
96 now, yeah.
And you get a sense that liberty is winning?
It's sort of a mixed bag, as you can imagine, John. So there's some places where we've seen some really exciting things come to fruition. A lot of energy among young libertarians in Brazil. They helped topple a government. So there's some good signs that things are moving in a positive direction. It doesn't always feel like the Berlin Wall is coming down, but a lot of our partners are getting rid of little regulations that prevent entrepreneurs from creating wealth, and that's how you create prosperity.
So let's do it here. Thank you, Brad Lipps. Next, politicians and lobbyists, they get so cozy.
And here's our our congresswoman right now that had breakfast with us this morning. We certainly appreciate it.
Candidates always promise they'll change the culture, but they don't.
They got to Washington. Something happened. I promise it's not going to happen to me.